Reserve time. Fnatic's turn to ban.
Welcome, my friends, to the Thunderfunking DotaCast. I am Cranberry Thunderfunk, and you are about to embark on a long journey with me through a best of 3 between mousesports and Fnatic in the Corsair Summer League tournament. Corsair Summer Dance Party 2013, the last remaining tournament, I believe, that will wrap up before TI3, which starts in like 10-15 days. Really excited about that. I'm going to be casting a shitload of games for that. However, I've heard some amazing things about the games in this series between Fnatic and mousesports, and I'm pretty excited about it. That said, I also know that some of them happen to run pretty long, so be advised. As far as the picks and bans go, off the beginning here, noteworthy in this set of bans are Naga, Siren, and Morphling. Naga is not the most uncommon first ban in recent months. It's particularly versus certain teams. Fnatic was actually running Naga quite a lot this week, and I haven't seen mousesports run it at all. But nevertheless, Naga is becoming much more popular as a support pick. Very rarely played as a carry, but almost strictly as a support, and she is very strong in that respect, particularly versus certain strategies. I suspect the ban is a result of more of making sure that it's not going to counter the type of strategy they want to go for. But Naga's really good versus channeling supports like Bane, because the sleep is an easy way to interrupt, very large AoE, and can make for some amazing teamfight. That said, the win rate is not necessarily supporting that ban. You could say the same thing for Morphling. Fnatic has been running Morphling a little bit. Not with the most amount of success. The 2 games that I saw with Morphling were against Virtus Pro, and they didn't do so hot in those 2 games with the Morphling. But Morphling has also been making a comeback. It's interesting to see things make a full circle just before TI3, because TI2 was the premier picking phase for Morphling and Naga Siren. In any case, Fnatic pick up the Bane and Weaver. It's likely going to be a defensive tri-lane. They could go aggressive with it. But in general, when I see Bane, it's more of a defensive pick. It can be a little difficult to go aggressive. It is very good versus Lifestealer. Enfeeble is generally the first pickup when Bane is up against a Lifestealer, just to slow down Lifestealer's initial last hitting ability. You can't spam it forever, but by stopping him from getting the first few waves of last hits, which it's really, really hard to get any last hits when you've got Enfeeble on you. Even level 1 Enfeeble, it's like minus 30 damage.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, which that's far more than even Lifestealer with Feast can account for.
Reserve time.
That said, a Quelling Blade can make up for some of that loss. So there's ways around it, but it's just a really good anti-Lifestealer tool, and of course, the Fiend's Grip going through Rage is another big deal.
Fnatic's turn to pick.
mousesports are showing off their tri-lane already, assuming it's not a Nyx Assassin mid. A number of teams have been running Nyx in different positions, particularly Kaipi. They've liked to run the Nyx solo. mousesports, every time I've seen them go with the Nyx, it's always been as a support, and it's a really good one, particularly versus Queen of Pain. A lot of high damage, and you can proc a stun from the Spike Carapace whenever Queen of Pain uses the Scream, or even better, the Sonic Wave. So Nyx Assassin is a good counter support pick for what Fnatic's got right now. So Fnatic have the Tree and Protector and Weaver, and this is a really deadly combo to have together. Quantic showed it off during DreamHack Summer. They demonstrated the viability of this pair of heroes, and it's so good because of Weaver's Shikuchi. You put the living armor on Weaver, and it's really hard to remove all those charges because of his high mobility, and because you can't hit him. You can't get rid of those charges, which means he's benefiting from the full regen for basically the whole duration of the living armor. So it's a really nice combo to have for Fnatic, and they're going to be able to be really aggressive. I like the synergy of Treant with Queen of Pain as well. Queen of Pain likes to be aggressive as
10
possible,
seconds
and the more
remaining.
aggressive your Queen of Pain can be, the better, the more use you will be to your
5
team.
seconds remaining.
That said, it's going to be a little bit difficult for Queen of Pain to find
Reserve time.
kills in this game, I believe. Nyx Assassin is not the easiest support to kill. Rubik's certainly fodder for Queen of Pain, but Gyro, if I suspect this is going to be, it's either the Lifestealer or the Gyro that is going to be a safe lane solo. It looks to be an aggressive tri-lane coming up from mousesports.
Fnatic's turn to pick.
They could run the Gyro mid. That is always a possibility, but I don't think Gyro's not that great versus Queen of Pain. He can get zoned out. He does have good harass, but there's still options in the pool. The Puck has been banned out, which is one of Fata's better heroes. He's shown a lot of prowess on Puck over the last few weeks.
10 seconds.
So that's not available, but there still are a number of options. And I really like the Bounty Hunter ban from mousesports.
Turn to pick.
But I also really like the Razor pick on Fnatic. Razor is pretty decent versus Lifestealer, and also is good versus Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter having a very short attack range makes it hard for him to position in such a way that he can get away from the static link. And particularly once there's some levels up an unstable current for Razor, he can really stay on top of whoever's link target is, despite Gyrocopter's higher base movement speed. And the link, of course, with Lifestealer works really well because he's a melee, and also because it goes through rage.
5 seconds.
Can really reduce
remaining.
Lifestealer's potency in these fights. And lastly, I think Razor, as a
Reserve time.
the way he's meant to be played, works well with what they have right now. The Treant Protector is going to allow for some dives and a lot of mid-game aggression, which is I think what Fnatic's going for here. They've got the late game as well. They can't outcarry a Lifestealer and Gyrocopter, but that's a really late game that we're talking about. So Fnatic basically has all the bases covered. I think the only trouble they're going to have is just in these first few levels. They've got to get the levels up on Treant Protector and Bane, because they're not going to offer a lot until Living Armor is at least a level 2, if not level 3. So it's important for Fnatic to make sure their lanes are not feeding early on.
10 seconds remaining.
That said, mousesports does not have a lot of burst damage in their lanes right now. They've basically just got the
5
Rocket
seconds
Barrage from
remaining.
Gyrocopter. And depending on whether it's Lifesteal or Gyrocopter solo, I'm having a hard time divining which one it's going to be in that aggressive tri-lane, because it pretty much guaranteed that's what it's going to be. That's really the only way that mousesports can run these lanes. Fnatic has a little more room in terms of how they could choose to lane this. If mousesports is running the aggressive tri-lane, then Fnatic can send, likely I would say, a Weaver into the offlane solo and stick Razor as a part of that defensive tri-lane. I suspect that's what they will do. In any case, I like the Beastmaster pick is very safe. I'm a little bit worried in terms of
remaining.
the damage he's providing. I think mousesports may have needed something a little
5
more
seconds remaining.
burst damage oriented than Beastmaster. With the Living Armor, that's gonna really cut down the damage from Wild Axes, eliminate some of the damage from Roar, assuming that the target is already Living Armored. But even if he's not, Roar is kind of it's a big hint as to who mousesports is going to be focusing. And so as soon as anybody gets Roar, we can expect them to get Living Armored, and that's going to hurt the initiation for mousesports quite a bit. It will depend a lot on Fata for mousesports to get rolling into the mid game. And I think he's just going to have a little bit of trouble. Now, Beastmaster is good versus Queen of Pain in terms of the team versus team situation. Provides that lockdown that's really necessary to take down that very mobile Queen of Pain. Sorry, I'm waiting for this pause to get through. It's an abnormally long pause at the beginning. Tempted to skip forward. In any case, let us... Oh, is it... Actually, it's not an aggressive tri lane. I called it wrong. This is happening more and more often. It's getting so hard to predict the lanes. On the Radiant side, in what now appears to be a defensive tri lane for mousesports, we've got Black on the Gyrocopter, Synderen on Nyx Assassin, Paz on Rubik. Fata will be going mid as Beastmaster, and we've got qojgva going as the offlane solo as Lifestealer. In terms of the defensive tri lanes that he could be going up against, I think qojgva is really going to be okay. That said, with this ward here, Fnatic may be expecting an aggressive tri lane, but perhaps not. This ward is most useful for detecting, stopping the sidechain pulls, which are really useful for any offlane solo. Or maybe they're just looking to help out. If this is it dual lanes? What are you doing, Fnatic? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to wait and see. No point in me predicting any further. In any case, on the Dire side, we've got Trixi on Weaver, looking to be heading towards the off lane. Hanni's gonna be on Queen of Pain. Oh, qojgva is getting linked up. Is the follow-up here from Fnatic? There's no support nearby, but I don't think that Era can stay on top of him because he starts off at 295 move speed versus Lifestealer's 315. There's no way that Era can stay on top of him. So is this a bit of a dual mid? I've seen this before. Kaipi has actually done this a number of times where they'll send the Bane mid to spam and feeble and to make life hell for the opposing mid. Makes it really hard to last hit. Particularly for, I mean, that puts Beastmaster at 31 damage. That's not enough to get any last hits. But Notail is rotating back up top, so he may pop back towards the mid lane occasionally to help Hanni out, just to keep Fata down as much as possible. Now in the bottom lane, there are sentries on Paz right now, so Trixi really has to be careful. The one fortunate thing for him is just that it's pretty easy to see when the chain stun is coming, and Shukuchi can save him. Not so much in terms of the invisibility, because we can assume there will be sentries. Oh my god. Up at top. qojgva manages to get first blood onto Treant Protector. Fly goes down. That's not a kill that should be happening. Perhaps some over-aggression? I don't know what happened there. Again, that's not supposed to happen. qojgva should be on the back foot in this lane. Era on his own is supposed to be able to zone qojgva out. So that's an auspicious start for mousesports. Pretty nerve-wracking for Fnatic because there's no reason for that. But not the end of the world. qojgva will still have a little bit of trouble finding his experience now that these pulls are going. He doesn't have any wards up on the pulls to stop them, so he'll be having some trouble. Over in mid, actually, Fata's got an early lead. Would not have expected this, but he's been spamming the axes, got his early bottle. So with the axe spam, has got himself to 11-0 versus 7-3 on Hanni. As Hanni gains levels, should go in Queen of Pain's favor. But those early creep kills are really going to help Fata stay competitive in this lane. qojgva's hit level 3, which doing a lot better than Trixi is down in this bottom lane. He's hanging out in the jungle or the trees here, getting what little experience he can. He's not going to be getting any last hits. That is for certain, and he's really got to be careful as to where he comes out. There's already a sentry ward placed near to his tower, so cannot rely too heavily on Shukuchi. qojgva's getting chased out of lane at the moment. Takes a lot of harass, but one of the nice things about Lifestealer off lane is that if he can ever get to any creeps, which is it's a maybe, he's got at least one wave that'll come his way because the pull has not yet respawned for Fnatic. But if he get any... Oh, no. Notail comes around the side, but he immediately rages. Good rage by qojgva. Make sure that he doesn't get nightmared. If he had been nightmared there, he would have died. So it's even between Black and Era right now. 21 and 9, 20 and 9. As to be expected, these are mostly unchallenged safe lanes. Both lanes getting pulls. So we've got ourselves a pretty passive early game to start this off. Fly and notail, perhaps thinking about mid. They don't have any smokes or wards, which makes rotation a little more difficult. Paz is camping this rune here for Fata. Gets lifted back, but he's got the blink, so he's not going to be in any trouble. hanni really seems to love his null talisman. On OD, the last 2 times I've watched him, he's gone for a double null talisman start. And that seems to be what he's going for in this game on Queen of Pain. Does provide a lot of early stats, and it's very cost effective. Null talisman has been buffed a number of times in the last few patches, just reducing the cost, making it almost as efficient to get as Wraith Bands. And it really makes his auto attack damage quite strong. He's at 79 right now versus Fata's 69. Beastmaster has very high base damage. It's one of the things that makes him a viable mid. Trixi continues to get some levels. He will probably stay behind qojgva, because qojgva has now rotated into the jungle. I think he's realized it's a little too dangerous, and there's a couple camps here that his supports will not be making use of, so it's the best way for him to get farm. And that's one nice thing about the... Oh my god. A solo kill. The roar is used by Fata. Sorry I'm missing these kills. Gotta get in the groove here. A solo kill on Fata. I don't know. I think this just must be over-aggression from hanni. I don't believe he should be dying solo to a Beastmaster, especially when they've got living armor. Living armor might have been down at that time. One thing that I think a good team playing against a Treant Protector will do is keep track of who has living armor and when it's been used. If you track when it's been used, then you know exactly how aggressive you can be. Now there's a Nightmare onto Fata here. Fly's coming in. hanni's only got level 1 blink, so he's going to be a little bit late here. Immediate TP out. Oh, nice Sonic Wave from hanni. He's able to pick up the kill just barely. That looked to be a really nice TP from Fata. And I thought he might not have been able to pick up that kill because he only had level 1 blink. But really good use of Sonic Wave. So a return kill found. It's not as valuable for hanni because that was split 3 ways versus Fata got a completely solo kill. A lot more experience in gold for him. Nevertheless, it's an important kill.
Tower is under attack.
Well, got some poor supports here. They're across the board. They're not really getting much outside of the pulls they've got. Looks like Paz is in the 4 position this game. Synderen usually plays 5. I don't know how I necessarily feel about the decision. I feel like Nyx Assassin benefits a little bit more from early farm than Rubik does. It's splitting hairs a little bit, but Rubik benefits most from just the arcanes and blink. That's all he needs. And the same could be said for Nyx Assassin. But I think getting them sooner, and particularly getting him to level 6 as soon as possible so you can start using Vendetta.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower is under
qojgva has returned top. Fnatic gets a little bit of damage. Procs the Fortify out of mousesports. They could take this tower if they wanted. It's not particularly easy for mousesports to rotate. Although hanni's taking... I thought for a second that Fata might go on that. One thing that is actually pretty good about Beastmaster versus Treant Protector is the boar. The auto attack damage there chews through the charges on living armor quite quickly, so reduces the effectiveness of Treant Protector for the sake of Queen of Pain. Oh, up atop, qojgva, this is a nice combo here. It's a little cheesy almost, but the Nightmare followed up with a Static Link. Static Link deals no damage, so it doesn't cancel the Nightmare. Allows Era to get a complete complete static link off, which is a lot of auto attack damage and really threatens qojgva. Make sure that he can't step forward one bit. I guess I shouldn't call it a cheesy combo. It's not an all-in strat or anything, but it's a really nice synergy between those two heroes. Trixi still continues to struggle down in this bottom lane. Still only level 5. He's got 10 last hits to his name, which compared to qojgva, he's at 24. Trixi's just not getting a lot out of this, which it's one unfortunate aspect of running the Weaver off lane versus the tri lane. He can survive, he can get some of the experience, but he's not going to succeed, and he's really only going to be a liability for the majority of the early and part of the mid game. With this double damage, Fata's chewing through this tower. Hanni would love to get the deny, but synderen's here. He can't eat the impale. If he does, he will go down because the roar is up on Fata. And this may be just an unchallenged tower for Fnatic. They used the fortify for that, but they really needed more than what they had. This is the one problem of Treant Protector, is that he does absolutely nothing for rotation. You really only pick him for the living armor, and the leech seed is good, don't get me wrong, but it's not going to help in an engagement like that. Particularly for Fnatic's heroes, the leech seed benefits melee heroes the most, or otherwise heroes that are getting in close and will be there for the AoE of the leech seed. Oh, hanni, he eats the roar. Synderen shows up, follows up with the impale and the mana burn. Easy kill for mousesports. A lucky invis rune for Fata as well. That invis rune is what made that kill happen. So hanni's really struggling for Queen of Pain, who you don't send Queen of Pain mid and expect her to lose. Oh, there's a nightmare, or nightmare into qojgva. There's a static link. Is he going to be able to make it out of this? He doesn't have a TP, but he does have infest. So he gets himself to a full creep. They know which one he's in, but there's not enough creeps here to get him denied. The best they can hope for is that he will go under the tower range, but if he does, I mean, that creep will bring him completely back up to full health, so no kill here for Fnatic. They could potentially go on this tower. It's already down to 300 HP, and with the 3 of them up here, they could get a kill going, tower kill going their way. Hanni continues to get harassed out of this lane. He's all the way next to his tier 2 tower, and he really can't wander very far, especially because Synderen, he's just showed up. He uses the Vendetta, the Impale solo on Hanni. He just pops, and there's the roars available for Fata. Will Trixi be able to take him down? But no. The Impale from Synderen interrupts one of his attacks, and what might have turned into a kill. Fata gets away free, and that's another kill on Hanni. He's now 0-3, 1-3. Not having a good time, and when your Queen of Pain goes 1-3 early on, it's not that Queen of Pain will have no effect or is out of the game, but Queen of Pain is a snowball hero. Has to get that early advantage. Can't be dying this often, and certainly not to Beastmaster. This could be in a very quick mech for Fata. He's already at 550 gold, just a few hundred more, and he's going to have that, which is going to allow mousesports to group up and make more kills happen around the map. So in terms of items at this point, we've got Arcane Boots up on Fata, mech just around the corner. Ring of Health on Trixi would indicate that he's going for a Lincoln Sphere, but that's going to be a really late Lincoln Sphere. It will be very useful. It'll eat the roar from Fata, which is very important. But that's all it's going to do for him. Hanni's got decent farm, as Queen of Pain should be expected. He's not fallen behind in last hits, it's just the kills. So he's got his double Null Talisman plus Treads. Decently tanky, nice auto attack damage. Era's already got his... Oh! A dive onto Fly here. Oh, the Axis land. The roar used to finish off. Finish off Fly. This could be a questionable decision here. Hanni has blinked in and wants to go on Fata, but there's just not enough ability to chase. Especially good use of the boar, applying the slow to Hanni. And Synderen has popped his Vendetta here. I doubt that he's going to be able to catch up to Hanni quite in time. I don't know about the decision to use the roar solo on fly there. It did secure the kill, and it's better to walk out with a kill rather than none. However, he did have a haste rune, and he could have just gotten 1 or 2 more auto attacks off. Likely could have walked away scot-free and then used the roar potentially to get a kill on hanni. Nevertheless, it's still a positive engagement for mousesports. Being able to dive or engage right on the edge of the top tier 2 in the dire jungle is indicative of how this game is going at the moment for mousesports. They've definitely got the edge. In any case, Era, he's gone treads and he's got his two aura items up. Wants that mid-game aggression, which Ring of Aqua plus drums will definitely give him. Armlet is around the corner for qojgva. He's also got his treads, so his damage will be pretty decent once he has that going. Paz, he's actually doing pretty well. He's got his arcane boots, and he's stolen Plasma Field, which is a pretty decent steal at this point in the game. Relatively cheap mana cost and a large AoE. Provides a lot of good damage. So it's, of the things he could steal right now, it's not bad. Oh, there's a Fiend's Grip onto qojgva. He does not have the Rage popped. Era pops the Lightning Storm, as well as the Static Link. He's dealing a lot of damage. However, Fiend's Grip is stolen by Paz. Great steal from Paz. And this is going to be a triple kill, looks like. Roars popped onto hanni. Wow. Triple kill going the way of mousesports in very short order. What looked like a really good initial engagement for Fnatic, I think they just underestimated the presence of the supports. And particularly the steal of Paz of Fiend's Grip was really clutch. And he's going to have that off cooldown and available should he choose not to steal anything else, and I think he'd want to keep that. That's probably probably the best steal he could hope for. Plasma Field was nice, but Fiend's Grip is really the best of the best. Maybe Blink. Living Armor is definitely really good. But in terms of finding kills, which mousesports is definitely looking to do. Synderen's also got his arcane boots up, so these supports on mousesports have got their initial items up, and that's going to allow continued aggression, keeping the mana up as long as possible, making sure that Beastmaster can spam his wild axes and his mechanism to keep the push going. Compare that to Fnatic supports basic boots up on fly, and same for notail, nothing but boots and a wand. I think a Lincoln Sphere may be necessary for hanni in this game. He's just going to get roared over and over again. And the BKB will not help with that. BKB may be a better option just because of the number of stuns. Synderen, he's popped his Vendetta. He's looking for a kill, but can't quite find one. Vendetta ends too early. Trixi's been left to farm down at bottom, all on his lonesome. He's starting to catch up a little bit, but he's still got a long ways to go before he's relevant in this game. And mousesports, they're just farming all up in Fnatic's jungle here. Fnatic is really struggling for map control right now. They don't have a lot of room to farm, and they've got this tri-core lineup. If you go for a tri-core, you really maintain map control. Otherwise, you're just going to end up with three poorly farmed supports, or carries, that aren't offering a lot. Era is pretty well farmed, but he's pretty far behind Black at this point. Black has finished his BKB, he's got his phase, almost got a drum and an aqua on top of that. 132 last hits at 17 minutes. That's more than perfect last hitting. He's been getting a lot out of the jungle on top of all of the lane farm he's been getting. Two lanes being pressured from mousesports right now, and they could get two tier 2s in short order if they so desire. They're not letting up on Fnatic because they have no reason to. They know they're choking Fnatic out as time goes on. They're not worried about Trixi farming right now. Even if he gets free farm for the next 10 minutes, that's just going to mean a Lincoln Sphere. It's not going to be a high damage item, and it's not going to mean that Weaver is a huge threat to them. Weaver has to get multiple items up in order to actually be a significant danger. The Fortify is popped here, but it doesn't look like Fnatic wants to challenge this, which is the second time this game that they've used Fortify and not tried to challenge the tower. That said, they may get the deny top. Oh, baited in. qojgva has the Fiend's Grip. Roars used onto notail, and he immediately infests inside a creep, so there's no kill available here for Fnatic. Static Blink. Oh, the lift on top of the Rocket Barrage. Era is going to go down. This is looking really bad for Fnatic. I mean, 12,000 gold already. 10,000 experience. This is really bad for Fnatic. That looked potentially be a nice play from from notail. He baited qojgva in with the deny on the tower, and then when qojgva walked in, uses the Fiend's Grip, but I think it was a risky play regardless because they knew that mousesports they were just mid. Of course they're going to rotate top and help their teammate out. So Blink Dagger is already up on Fata. That's part of how he was able to get there so quickly, and no place is safe for Fnatic at this point. I would expect a gem. Yep, there's already a gem up on synderen right now. There will be no vision for Fnatic. Mousesports will continue their complete control over this map. Ayasha picked up on qojgva, so it looks like he's going for the SNY build. We'll probably follow it up with the Basher. That's the usual order in which things go. I really like SNY on Lifestealer. Being a melee carry, he has trouble with being kited. Oh, Paz has his own Blink Dagger already. 19 minutes in, there's 2 Blink Daggers on this team. And this is the 3rd tower about to go down. Synderen saving up for his own Blink. 3 Blinks on mousesports will be... there's nothing Fnatic can do. There's already nothing they can do right now. They're just going to have to sit inside their base and hope for a mistake from mousesports, but it would have to be a pretty huge mistake. I think at this point, mousesports could dive into the base if they really wanted to. It would be a little bit risky, but... Black, he's also got his Helm of the Dominator, so he's got some sustainability, and mousesports will probably just look to do Roche at this point.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Very little that Fnatic can do about it. They don't have vision. It's another key that you really have to have if you want to challenge Roche. You have to have some form of vision, some way of seeing inside the pit, which is part of why Batrider is such a good hero for challenging Roche. Similarly, Visage with the familiars can scout in. Clockwork, another good option. Black has the Aegis now, and I don't think mousesports is going to stop. They're just going to roll straight into the base. No reason not to. Not a single tower picked up for Fnatic in this game. And it's really noteworthy because Fnatic, they're the ones with the Treant Protector. They're the ones losing all of their towers and not finding any. And I have to question the Treant pick. The Treant Weaver is really strong, but because they sent Trixi into the offlane, I really thought it could have been as... I had predicted that mousesports was going to run the aggressive tri-lane, and that may have been what Fnatic was expecting as well. And if that's the case, then that explains a lot about what happened with Fnatic here. I don't think that they would knowingly send Weaver into a 1v3 situation. But once they saw that, I think they really should have adapted. They could have rotated, sent Trixi up at top to go 1v1 versus qojgva, and their situation would be all around a lot better. The only trouble is that Fnatic does not... Treant Protector is not a great component to an aggressive tri-lane. He offers no damage. He needs the levels to get the living armor up. Nonetheless, I think even a dual lane would have gone better for Fnatic. Going a 2-1-2 over the defensive tri-lane probably would have ended up a lot better for them. Oh, there's a blink in. Roar used onto Trixi. Not able to get the time lapse off. Sonic Wave lands on 2. Nice overgrowth. But Black immediately BKBs. He's just tearing through Fnatic right now. And the GG gets called by Fnatic. 22 minutes in, it's 12-2. 20,000 gold lead, 15,000 experience lead. Mousesports, they played it perfectly, and I think the lanes are really what won this. I don't know that there's much more to it than that. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with Fnatic's draft outside of perhaps the Treant Protector. I think they needed more flexibility. They kind of went all in on the defensive tri-lane, perhaps expecting mousesports to run aggressive. But they should have accounted for the ability of mousesports to go either way. The mousesports did not pick a lineup that was all in by any means, so I think the Treant Protector was just a little bit too much of a cheese.